Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro once again. That's right. Back here once again. This is another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 136 of the show. What's going on? What is happening? Hope you guys are having a very blessed day. November the 5th, 2022, 4:54 p.m. I am very happy. Today's my father's birthday. He's 70 years old. And I found out he's on his way back home from New Hampshire. So I can't wait to say I don't want to wish him a happy birthday officially. But today, it's his birthday. I'm sure he's having a grand old time. I pray he comes home safely. And, God's blessings upon him and all that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people wished him a ton of happy birthday messages. And I'm very thankful for all guys wishing my father a happy birthday over on Facebook. So let's have some fun here. We talked about, I just finished over an hour ago, I finished watching Crown Jewel with my friends, Brandon Martin, the Young Blood Outsider Jordy Scow, Billy Moody, and Dante Pittman. Guys, this is a great event. A lot of people, talk trash about the Saudi Arabia event style. It's bad. It's, blood money and all that good stuff. But this event, this version, this time around, has been this is the first Saudi Arabia event that is not produced by Vince McMahon. As you know, bear in mind now, Vince McMahon, the investigation of him is over, but he decided that he's done with the He's done running operations with the WWE. He's letting Triple H, Stephanie, and Nick Khan take care of the business because I think he probably saw how well it's doing, and Vince says, "I'm not going to touch it. You guys do your thing, have some fun with it, knock yourselves out." Yeah, knock yourselves out, and so that is something that that's what it seems like, and everybody has stepped up their game. And it started off with Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Now, these two behemoths have been going at it. You're talking about some great, decent matches. Now, Bobby Lashley got the edge for a while and started hurting Brock Lesnar in the knee, behind the knee. Brock Lesnar was limping around. But it got to the point where, Lashley and Lesnar, they were going at it in the middle of the ring until Lashley decided to slap on the Hurt Lock. And as he was doing that, Brock Lesnar uses his legs to push back on the turnbuckles. And then all of a sudden, Lashley's shoulders were on the mat, and he got counted out. And Lesnar wins the match by then. But Lashley was not very happy and ended up putting the Hurt Lock, again, on Lesnar to the point where Lesnar started turning red, turning purple, and started to fade away. So there's that. So it was... It was that crazy. Byron Saxton interviewed Alexa Bliss and Asuka before their tag team title rematch against Damage Control's Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Now, as you know, with the ladies wrestling, they can't wear anything that showed their skin. So, in respect of the Saudi Arabian culture, which is totally archaic in my opinion, but might I digress? But the outfits they wore, especially especially Damage Control, they look good. Damage Control looks good. Here, they try to make it style. And the cool part about when having to wear the full bodysuits, they can make it stylish. And in this case, Damage Control looks like like they're like running a space academy or for Power Rangers or a racing group but they look very, very good, and they look very good. So I like Damage Control's outfits, looking very stylish, and but in the end, there was a heck of a matchup. But Nikki Cross, when Alexa Bliss wanted to go finish off Dakota Kai, Nikki Cross attacked Bliss with a DDT off the rope, off the turnbuckle, and then and then Dakota Kai and Io Sky ended up pinning them, and they got their tag team championships back. So 1-on-1 on that. I'm 1 for 1, 1 and 1. Then the Paul brothers arrive at the arena, and Byron Saxton interviewed Logan Paul. Guys, more on that. Steel cage matchup: Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross. They went at it, and this was a heck of a matchup. Then, as Drew McIntyre went to open the cage, and went to go escape the cage, Miss Scarlett once again with the mace spray. But then Drew McIntyre fought everybody off. Fought Karrion Kross off, and then as because she took locked the door and locked the key and all that. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, so despite Scarlett's macing of McIntyre climbed from down the ring. Scarlett tried to pull Karrion Kross out, but in the end, Drew McIntyre ended up picking up the Duke for that steel cage matchup. And I thought Karrion Kross was going to win because I knew Scarlett would probably play a role in it. But so that means both men are tied at a match apiece. Kross wins at Extreme Rules. McIntyre wins at Crown Jewel. The rubber match could be somewhere down the road. This whole thing could lead up to a WrestleMania. I don't know. WrestleMania could be something. Will be firstly produced by Triple H this year. Next year. We'll see what that happens. And Byron Saxton interviewed the Bloodline about Logan Paul, and they just looked at him and they thought he was nuts. And even Solo Sikoa took the microphone and pushed it to the side and all that good stuff. 6-man tag team match of the OC. That would be the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson teaming up with AJ Styles against the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley at ringside. And she says she's done her hair up in tribute to Beth Phoenix. I wouldn't be pushing the envelope, Miss Ripley, if I were you. Well, the OC thought they would have somebody to watch their backs against Rhea Ripley. Once again, Rhea Ripley plays a humongous part in this matchup, and the Judgment Day picks up the victory. I would not be surprised if Survivor Series would be the place for that one female individual that could stand up to Rhea Ripley. We'll find out for sure. Battle of Giants in this matchup: Braun Strowman versus Omos, and it was it was a heck of a matchup. Omos without MVP there, and Strowman, he gave Strowman a run for his money, and until Braun Strowman did that miracle running power slam on top of Omos. He picked up Omos like no problem and slammed him and won the match. I'm like, holy cow. I'm 2-3. So, yeah, I'm 2-3 thus far. The WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles were on the line in this matchup. And now here's the crazy part. If whoever wins this matchup between the Usos and the Brawling Brutes, they get to defend their tag team titles against the New Day this coming Friday night on SmackDown. But here's the catch. If the Usos retain, this could be the biggest main event in tag team history, in tag team wrestling history, because the Usos will be, let's see, they're at 475 days right now, and it's the 5th. You go 6 more days at 481. So, yeah, they'll be at 481 or 480. They would be 2 or 3 days away from tying. They'll be about 2 or 3 days away from tying New Day's record. 4 away, or 3 or 4 away, 4 or 5 days away from breaking the record. So, this was a heck of a matchup. Both Rich Holland was paying tribute to Sheamus, who, well, technically he was injured, but he's too busy enjoying his honeymoon with his lovely bride. Now, if you notice that usually Michael Cole and Corey Graves call the action on the premium live events. Wade Barrett's there with him because Corey Graves needed to stay behind to be with Carmella, because Carmella has suffered a miscarriage, another miscarriage. So my heart goes out to Carmella and Corey Graves. I know a lot of people, sometimes, that's what they get because Corey Graves cheated on his wife and all that good stuff. And, I don't wish that upon Corey Graves and Carmella. Listen, they're human beings. They make mistakes. But you know what? this miscarriage thing should not be on Corey and Carmella. You know, I'm sure they wanted to have kids of their own and all that, but you know, but it's really, really sad to see. So, anyways, the Usos did retain the titles against the Brawling Brutes, and that means they'll face the New Day. Both of them have been rivals for a long time, so they'll face the New Day. The New Day will try to stop their reign as tag team champions, so they try to capture their 12th tag team championship. It'll be tough without Big E. So, will the Big E factor kick in? We'll find out this Friday night on SmackDown. The Raw Women's Championship on the line. Last woman standing matchup: Bianca Belair and Bayley. These two ladies went at it. Kendo sticks, steel chairs, tables. Even a golf cart was involved in this matchup. A ladder. In the end, Bianca Belair tried Bayley beyond with a ladder. Bayley tried to get out, but in the end, Bianca Belair retained the title against Bayley. So, Damage Control does not have all the gold, but however, at least Io Sky and Dakota Kai walked out as women's tag team champions. Bray Wyatt comes out and addresses the Rigia crowd. And Uncle Howdy once again interrupts Bray Wyatt playing mind games about taking on masks, whatever. So it is something to consider. The Universal title on the line, Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. Now, a lot of people have been talking down about Logan Paul. Logan Paul was training with Shawn Michaels, with Drew Gulak, and with the Hurricane, Shane Helms. That's three of the best wrestlers, three of the best out there, training Logan Paul. Logan Paul brought his entourage, including his brother Jake. And during the matchup, his entourage, gave him a bottle of water and then hands him his camera phone. And after and he used the camera phone, he grabbed the camera phone, filmed himself taking a splash on Roman Reigns. Logan Paul throws the camera back to the entourage. Usos come out, attack the entourage, and then Jake Paul, his brother, gets involved, goes after the Usos, knocking both members of the Usos out. Solo Sikoa enters the arena, but then, they want, officials and referees came springing out, making sure that Jake Paul and Solo Sikoa don't go at it. The Usos try to go behind, and then one of the referees saying, enough right there. But Logan Paul, as you got to give. I'm giving Logan Paul did a lot of moves. He did a lot of wrestling in that matchup, and he really put in the work. But in the end, Superman punch and the spear by Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, is still your undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. So I think this coming Friday night SmackDown, if he happens to be there, will be over 800 days as the champion. I gotta tell you, like I said, Logan Paul, and he says this, not Logan Paul, but Roman Reigns said, "Oh, no YouTubers coming up in here." Let me tell you something, Roman Reigns. I wouldn't dream of it. I may be a YouTuber, but I am not I'm not one of those. I'm not going to be idiotic enough to step in the ring with you, unless I use a steel chair, a kendo stick, and anything I put my hands on that isn't nailed down. But anyways, I respect Roman Reigns, but I gotta respect Logan Paul. My hat goes off to him. I tip my hat to him. If I had a hat, I tip it to him. Logan Paul did a great job, even though he did not win the matchup. And so a lot of people have been very impressed. Wade Barrett is the best rematch wrestler I've seen. So I say, give Logan Paul a full contract. Give Jake Paul a contract with the WWE. I want to see the Paul brothers go after the Usos. I want to see how Jake Paul can transition from boxing to wrestling in that. I want to see what they can do. I'm kind of curious myself, But listen, I'm not gonna say I'm a Logan Paul fan and all that, but I gotta respect, give credit where credit is due. Logan Paul put in the work. I know a lot of wrestle purists out there probably don't like the fact that outsiders come in and all that, like Logan Paul. But Logan Paul probably wanted to do this since he was a kid, for goodness sake. So who knows for sure? And I know a lot of controversy with him and Jake Paul, the whole thing in Japan and all that all that stuff and all. But this is probably the craziest thing. This is an insane matchup. Logan Paul put in the work and did well, and a lot of people are starting to respect Logan Paul. And I'm sure Roman Reigns like behind the scenes when the cameras were off probably gave Logan Paul a lot of props and told him good job and all that. But I'll tell you one thing, Logan Paul, like I said, a salute to you, and you blew me away. Keep doing your thing if you want to keep doing this. I want to see this, I want to see, want to see what Logan Paul can really do. Can really, if you make him work full time, could be something that it's forward into. It's crazy. So Crown Jewel, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Not that bad at all. I say the 2 matches stole the show were the last woman standing matchup and the Universal title match. I'll tell you one thing, Logan Paul just really wowed us. It again, crazy. So, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 136 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 is complete. And Crown Jewel 2022 report, Event Center. So, that's it. And that's it. Until the next episode comes around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Production, and in association with a sweet bumbling Bofa Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.